I took a while off because for the past month I've had what, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to call funny brain. So my brain is less funny now, so I may not be funny as a result, but I can be on camera, which is the most important part. Despite how messy and all over the place Nathaniel Martello-White's The Strays was, I still couldn't help finding myself enjoying the sheer chaos of what's going on here. I've seen some what Netflix calls social issue dramas in the past, and my general takeaway from them is that typically the social issue at play is so heavy that the film struggles to hold itself up under the massive weight of these platitudes and stereotypes. And I mean, the whole time you feel like someone's going to come out after the credits roll with a clipboard and a survey for you to fill out. On a scale from 1 to 10, how infuriated were you at this character? Because we're really shooting for a 7 with this guy, and if we get any less than that, we're going to have to take it back to the director. But The Strays knows where it's going, and that's probably in part because this is a film about prejudice and classism written by someone who clearly understands these issues and not just some screenwriter that Netflix paid to score an hour and a half of sympathy points with its audience. These are clearly very personal topics for Martello-White, which is refreshing. I like the characters in this film. I mean, sure, they're not these infinitely complex, unfolding riddles of people that just blow your mind with how complex they are. But look, I mean, you understand them. Neve, or Cheryl, sort of running away from her past, and Dion and Carl finding her later, sort of representing her past, coming back to haunt her. I mean, that dynamic really worked for me. Jordan Myrie as Carl, or Marvin, just has these really great stares. I don't know, sometimes you don't even really have to say anything to convey a character's intensity, which, I mean, it's just good acting. I don't know. And the way the film is sort of told out of order, the way it goes from 1 year to 17 years later to 5 days earlier, I'd be lying if I said that didn't contribute a lot to the overall messiness of the film, but man, does it hold a lot of weight here. That is really primarily what was keeping my attention throughout. The way that, when we got tired of one person's story, we'd move on to the next, kind of Pulp Fiction, I guess. Though I will admit that there are a lot of stumbles and falls on our way to what is a pretty great ending, all things considered, and I definitely won't spoil it here. Netflix categorizes this as a movie with twists and turns, which, I mean, I don't know, to me this is more like a highway, just a dead straight road to the finish line, because there really are not a lot of surprises here. I mean, look, they try to surprise you. They try to subvert your expectations. I'll give them credit, but it's I like where we're going. I like kind of where it all ends up, but I've been here before, I can see this coming from a mile away, and that's not even the arrogant critic side talking, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people have seen this before, which is sort of sad and strange in a way, because it's so much of this movie I actually really think is very interesting and unique. The idea of a woman who renounces her race and goes so far as to become prejudiced against people who look like her. I mean, that's pretty interesting and nuanced. It's surrounded by all of this I don't know. Most of the cinematography is very music video, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just there's a lot of low angles, a lot of slow zooms, it's very polished and commercial, which most of the time would really annoy me, but I don't know, I can't help but think that the director really knows his shit here. In the beginning, when Cheryl is in this shaky financial position and she's struggling with her children, it looks more like a student film, with these handheld angles and the natural lighting coming in. But then as soon as she leaves that and becomes this kind of socialite in a way, we go to these steady, crisp, wide shots and these drone shots, and the lighting is very saturated all of a sudden. And then, of course, when her past comes back to haunt her and it comes to a fever point, then the saturation goes down a little bit and we get those shaky angles again. And I'm like, okay, all right, this is I get what you're doing. This is some filmmaker shit. It's cool. It's cool, okay? It's cool. In the end, I'm still enamored by the situation here, which is just this great moral battle where it's Neve or Cheryl has done this just terrible thing to these people. So, of course, they want to get back at her, but it's the degree to which they go to for their revenge. I mean, it almost pushes us back to Cheryl's side, which leaves us in this position where we don't really know who the hero is. And I think the end for most people will pretty much be like a 5-second sigh while Netflix recommends them things like milliseconds after the credits are over. Like let me enjoy the credits, Netflix, before you fucking shove other things down my throat. Like, oh my God, for me was impactful in a sort of insane kind of way. I don't know. I mean, like, messy film, messy review. I mean, it makes sense, right? I got a room update. I actually got like a working bed now, with sheets and a comforter. I mean, that's pretty cool. We even got some pillows for me to sit on. And in addition to that, I even have a television set in the room with, actually, it's a piece of my cat furniture that I had. You got some shelves from Target, which I'm looking here. Can expose me to formaldehyde gas, which is that's pretty cool. What you want me to talk about next, man? There's a lot of movies coming out. I know the Oscars are going to be happening at some point. I don't know. They do the Oscars, right? That still happens, I think. Well, anyway, there's a lot of movies. So, let me know what you want me to talk about. And maybe I'll talk about it, okay? All right? Gosh. Let me know what you thought about the movie, because, like, I liked the movie, but maybe you didn't like the movie, and you can tell me why you didn't like the movie, and we can have a great little civil conversation, and it'll be great. Okay, bye-bye.